really lovely to be back in San Francisco. And I didn't realize Pravina Ben was also here. And I bring lots of love and good wishes from the family in Australia. We had Dr. Nirmala there for the last 10 days, tying Raki, and she left and I left, so came here. But it's really lovely to be back. And actually, just this morning, I was remembering my first time I visited San Francisco. It was in 1980, and I was sitting in Sydney, and Didi Manmohini had actually been invited to America for a program in New York. And so the day or 2 days before she was coming, Daddy Janki rang me and Sister Morni and said, "Why don't you go?" This is 2 days before she was arriving. But anyway, I flew across to New York, and then during it, we came to San Francisco. And what I remember was that, do you remember when Daddy Janki was tested at the Langley Porter Institute? And remember how they said she's got the most stable mind in the world? Do you remember that? Well, they were sending Didi to the Langley Porter Institute, but Didi wasn't well. So she said to me in the morning, "Okay, you go along." So I went along. But I have lovely memories of that visit, which is now 42 years ago. So quite amazing. So today, Baba is quite clear that children only listen to me many times during the Murli. Baba's saying, just listen to what the knowledge I teach you. So the essence for today, sweet children, you have the Father's order to listen to only the one Father. By listening to the imperishable jewels of knowledge, your ears will become sweet. Question: what enlightenment have you children received by having the knowledge of the drama? So Baba takes this up quite deeply today. The answer: you have been enlightened with the knowledge that each soul has received his own individual part in this unlimited drama. The part of one cannot be the same as the other. Your intellects are aware that not all days can be the same. Not even a second is the same. In the drama of 5,000 years, not even 2 days can be the same. This drama is eternally predestined, and it repeats identically. I've heard that thousands of times. You've heard it thousands of times. And every time I read, I think it's incredible, isn't it? That I was sitting here reading the Murli exactly 5,000 years ago. You're all in the same. When you really get your head around that, it's quite incredible. If you are constantly aware of the drama, you continue to move along in the stage of ascending. The song, The Flame, has ignited in the happy gathering of moths. Om Shanti. This is an unlimited happy gathering of the unlimited true Father. The Father comes when the gathering is very big. The Father comes when all souls have come down here. Though amazingly, as far as I am aware, about half the souls have come since Baba came. Isn't that amazing? Just half the souls. The population of the world's doubled, I think, in about the last 50 years, something like that. It has been explained to you who Baba is. First of all, always relate Baba's praise. He is the true unlimited Father. He is the true unlimited teacher and the true unlimited Satguru. This praise is of just the one. You should remember this firmly. Always take Shiv Baba's name. When people are counting, they refer to a zero as Shiva. The unlimited Father is Shiva, and he is the unlimited teacher. He gives us the explanation of the three aspects of time: the beginning, the middle, and the end. There is history and geography. Who used to rule in the Golden Age? Over what area did they rule? You would say that in the Golden Age, the deities ruled over the whole world. It has been shown who used to rule and where. Those from Baroda would rule over Baroda. Baba especially remembers Baroda today. Here, pardon? Oh, Gita Ben, she studied in Baroda. Here, everything is divided into pieces. It's not like that there. There you are the masters of the whole world. There are no other religions there. But why wouldn't there be kings? Each one will receive his own inheritance. The first and main thing is that the highest on high Shiv Baba, who is the true unlimited Father, is also the one who gives you unlimited teachings. He explains to you the knowledge of the beginning, the middle, and the end of the world, and makes you Trikaldashi. No one in the world is Trikaldashi or could know the Creator or the beginning, the middle, and the end of creation. He is the unlimited Satguru. He is also the guide who will take everyone back home with him. All others are physical guides, whereas the one is spiritual. You also heard in the song, you have been going to all 4 pilgrimage places for birth after birth. Just imagine if you could see a video of the Copper and Iron Age, of what you've been doing in the Copper and Iron Age. This incredible, I think, the effort we've made and the things we've done to find God. Baba's saying each birth going on these pilgrimages. There are pilgrimages everywhere. The devotees went in all directions, but they were still unable to find God. God comes at this time. He is called the purifier. Our Baba comes into Bharat to make the Iron Age into the Golden Age. He makes the people of Bharat into the masters of diamond-like heaven once again. Because of not knowing such a father, sages and holy men say that God is omnipresent. I think for about 2 months, Baba's been talking so much about this. I remember once Dada Ananka, you all remember Dada AK, he was teaching us how to study the Murli, and he was saying, for the different subjects, Baba speaks about right points, about the soul and the golden age. And he had a little book with over 100 points that Baba had spoken on why God is not omnipresent. So many things. And over the last few months, Baba's really taken up this theme. You children say that the Father has made you belong to him through the mouth of Brahma. We belong to God's family. You belong to the clan of Shiva, and you then become Brahma Kumars and Kumaris. You are called eternal children. Souls are imperishable, and the Father is imperishable. A soul sheds a body and takes another. The deities were Sato, Pradhan, and then went through the stages of Sato, Rajo, and Tamo. When the alloy of the vices was mixed into them, souls became Tamo Pradhan. Alloy becomes mixed into souls. It isn't that souls are immune to the effect of action. It is the soul that becomes a charitable soul or a sinful soul. Tell them, only listen to the things that we tell you. We don't listen to anyone else. The Father's orders are, don't listen to anyone else. Whatever you say, it would only be something from the scriptures, and we have been listening to those for birth after birth. We have been stumbling along since then. Only the one is the unlimited Father. Would we listen to such a Father or listen to you? Imagine saying that to somebody. We are going to tell you something and not listen to you. So that was quite strong sometimes. Explain to them that there are so many Brahma Kumars and Kumaris of Prajapita Brahma, and so they must surely be brothers and sisters. You receive the grandfather's inheritance through Brahma. How could you receive the grandfather's inheritance without the father? Many say that they will claim it directly from the grandfather, but how would they receive it? How could they receive the grandfather's inheritance without becoming Brahma Kumars and Brahma Kumaris? All the grandsons and granddaughters are to receive their right. How could there be the grandfather without the father? The first thing is the Father's introduction. The God of the Gita is the unlimited true Father. He gives us unlimited teachings. The Father explains and makes it very easy for the old mothers. This is the confluence age when the Father sits here and makes pure, impure ones pure. This is called the extreme depths of hell. The whole world is a river of poison. It isn't that there is any other river of water. This is also called an ocean of poison. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is the ocean of knowledge, whereas Ravan, who do you think Ravan is today? Baba always comes up with new ideas according to what he's just been talking about. Whereas Ravan is the ocean of poison. I don't remember hearing that before. I've heard these Murlis, we've all heard them so many times, you know, because they revise every 5 years, but I'm always hearing new things. Do you find that also? Yeah. Rivers of vices flow from him. Wow, very graphic. Rivers of vices flow from him. At this time, those of the devilish community are floundering in the ocean of poison. There is nothing but sorrow. Only a handful out of multi-millions will understand these things. Some people become very good. They are then amazed and then they run away. I think over all my years as a BK, people have finished courses, I think hundreds, and they've said, I found where I belong. This is what I've looked for. and you never see them again. It's incredible, really, isn't it? People go back into atmospheres and things, and it just disappears, the understanding. Though I'm finding, I don't know what it's here in Australia, some people have done the course 30, 35, 40 years ago are starting to return to centers, up to 40 years ago. Amazing, really. They say that they are becoming the masters of heaven and then they run away. Not everyone is victorious on a battlefield. On both sides, some would be killed and others would be victorious. Yes, a very strong person would kill many people. More of the weak ones die. Here too, weak ones are the ones who die instantly. Here you are battling with Ravan. When you are defeated by lust, you are badly, very badly hurt. There is boxing. Some become unconscious and then make a sound. Some are even then able to get up and become alert. You know, when someone's knocked over and they look like they're finished and they make a little noise and they start coming back again. Here too, when you are hurt by lust, you would get a very powerful shock. Your face would have been dirtied. Not as much is said about anger as is said about lust. That is your greatest enemy. It causes you a lot of sorrow. Many have been made unhappy by the sword of lust. It is through the vice of lust that souls become impure. Guru Nanak also said, God washed the dirty, impure clothes. The Father comes and washes the clothes. These are now your old bodies. Each one has received his or her own part. No two people's parts can be the same. Children, this is a drama. Not all days are the same. This drama lasts for 5,000 years, and so how many days would there be? No 2 days can be the same. This cycle then repeats identically after 5,000 years. This is an eternal drama and it continues to be played second by second. It continues to repeat over and over again. There is such a vast difference between the Iron Age and the Golden Age. You children have now been enlightened as to what happens there and what happens here. Your stage of ascending begins now. The Father says, make a donation and the eclipse of the vices will be removed. This is something so straightforward. The Father takes the donation of your vices from you, and look what he gives you in return. You give him shells, and in return, he gives you jewels of knowledge. The Father is called the jewel merchant and the businessman. This is also the Father's part. Once I went to Brahma Baba's shop in Calcutta. Have you ever been there? And I actually went with Dada and Anchor Shaw. I don't know why I remember him today, but it was quite amazing because it was in 1980. They had a huge program in Calcutta at the Queen Victoria Memorial. And he took us to the market where Baba had his shop, and there were still many other Sindhi jewelers there. And he was showing us where he was and where Baba sat, and Dada Vishwa Kishore, yes, and then where they sat. And then he took us and we met some other jewelers and they had photos of that time. And there was photos of Dada K in his beautiful clothes from London. He was wearing all his fashionable clothes, leaning on his Mercedes Benz. And it was quite amazing to see. I hadn't realized that, they were just so well to do. And what a huge renunciation it was when they came. I'm remembering because Shiv Baba is the jeweler, but so was Brahma Baba. Who's been to Kolkata? Yeah. This is also the father's part. The soul is so tiny and has so much strength. He has so much knowledge. To give this knowledge is also eternally predestined in the drama. He will give you this knowledge again after a cycle. This drama is never going to end. The part of 84 verses in the soul is a wonder. Such a tiny soul has such a big part recorded within him. Children, these are very deep matters. So first of all, give the father's introduction. He is Roop and also Basant. The incorporeal soul would surely give you knowledge through a mouth, and you souls would listen through your ears. How else would the ocean of knowledge give you knowledge? He definitely has to speak it through the mouth of Brahma. Neither Vishnu nor Shankar can give knowledge. Only the incorporeal one is called the ocean of knowledge. You become the Ganges of knowledge through him. There is just the one ocean. Only the Father gives you the knowledge of the beginning, the middle, and the end of the drama. In the Golden Age, there were the Sun Dynasty kings, and there were 8 kingdoms. Then those of the Sun Dynasty became the Moon Dynasty. Only you Brahmins have this knowledge. You are mouth-born Brahmins. The Father of all is one. Those Brahmins are created and born through vice, whereas you are the mouth-born creation. They go on physical pilgrimages and then return home. We only have one pilgrimage. Only once do we go on the pilgrimage to the land of immortality, and we won't then return to this land of death. Heaven is also called the land of immortality. There are no pilgrimages there. There is no performing of devotion there. This is the night of Brahma in which everyone stumbles along in devotion. They went around in all directions and yet they constantly remained distant. It's amazing, really, isn't it? And don't you find sometimes seeing the efforts that some devotees make to find God is extraordinary? They didn't find the Father, and who makes you into the masters of heaven? You call out, "O purifier, come, come and purify us." So why do you go and bathe in the Ganges? How would that purify you? If they can be purified by the Ganges, why do they call out to the purifier? So many hundreds of thousands of people go and bathe in the Ganges. The purifier and the bestower of salvation for all is one. All the rest are stumbling in devotion. You should ask these questions tactfully, and they would understand that you are asking them logical questions. Since you call out to the one purifier, why do you wander around in so many ways? The Father says, I come to purify you and make you into the masters of heaven. Therefore, you should have a lot of internal happiness that Baba is purifying you and giving you the inheritance of heaven. Lakshmi and Narayan were truly the masters of heaven. They received their inheritance from Baba. You can tell them, surely Lakshmi and Narayan, who were the masters of heaven, would also definitely have had subjects. It used to be their kingdom at the beginning of the Golden Age. You are now sitting at the confluence age. Here it is the rule of the people by the people. Baba's version of democracy. And I don't know, sometimes I've heard Baba call it democracy demons crazy. Have you ever heard Baba say that? Baba has his own way of describing things. Democracy is demons going crazy. Here it is the rule of the people by the people. Destruction is just ahead. The Father comes at the confluence of the cycles. Only the Father comes and teaches you easy Raja Yoga. You receive liberation in life, whereas all the rest receive liberation. Bharat was the land of happiness. It is now the land of sorrow. The deity religion doesn't exist now. It has to be established again. You children are studying Raja Yoga and claiming your fortune of the kingdom. You are changing from thorns into flowers. Here all are thorns. People continue to prick one another. That is, they continue to use the sword of lust. Baba is now making you into flowers, and so you have to stop pricking one another. Have courage. Those with courage are able to stand up. When Baba sees that someone has good courage and never falls, he gives refuge to such a courageous child. Beautiful. Nevertheless, you shouldn't remember your husband or children, etc. In the beginning, you had a furnace. Not all the bricks are baked properly in a furnace. Here too, you become ready in the furnace number-wise according to the efforts you make. The Father says, children, many types of obstacle will continue to come to this sacrificial fire of knowledge exactly as they did in the previous cycle. Some children are disobedient and don't listen to Baba at all. They then sulk. That is, they sulk. How does Baba describe it when people don't get their own way and start sulking with things? They sulk with their fortune and are unable to make their fortune elevated. Remember once Baba said that sulking is a form of anger. When you sulk, it's actually a form of anger. Because of body consciousness, they continue to follow their own dictates. You have to follow Srimat at every step. Srimat is given through Brahma. It isn't that he will give it to anyone through inspiration. If it were like that, what would be the need for him to enter this one and create so many children? Some very good old children believe that they will take everything directly from Shiv Baba. They have a lot of body consciousness. Therefore, remember firmly that our true unlimited Baba is the one who has come to give us the unlimited inheritance. The unlimited inheritance means Baba makes you become Narayan from an ordinary man. There you have both health and wealth, and so there is happiness. Here some have health, but no wealth. Some have wealth and not good health. If someone doesn't have children, he would adopt someone else's. None of these things exist there. There they would definitely have a son. This is the land of sorrow. From Ravan you receive the curse of sorrow. The Father comes and gives you your inheritance. Here the mouths of you children are sweetened every day. At the centers, it is only on Thursdays that your mouths are sweetened. I think most days, Baba's saying. And what else is sweetened? What did we hear earlier? Ears. Our ears. Here your ears are sweetened as well as your mouths. Souls listen to this imperishable knowledge through their ears. Souls see through the eyes and eat with their mouths, and so are able to taste the food. You have to become soul conscious. Acha. To the sweetest, beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Bapdada. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children, and the spiritual children say namaste to the spiritual father. And the essence. One, become a flower. And what does a flower do? And give everyone happiness. Don't be like a thorn and prick anyone. Never disobey the Father and never sulk. 2. Follow the Father's Srimat at every step. Don't follow the dictates of your own mind. Don't become body conscious and thereby disobedient. And the blessing. May you be a true server who, as a social worker, gives courage to others to overcome situations at times of upheaval. Now, from time to time, upheaval is going to increase in the world. While hearing news of peacelessness and violence, you spiritual social worker children have to become especially alert and use your powerful vibrations to fill everyone with the powers of peace and tolerance. Be a lighthouse and give everyone the light of peace. Fulfill this duty at a fast speed so that souls can receive spiritual assurance. It's really lovely, isn't it? Like comfort, giving people comfort. They are burning in the fires of sorrow, and so let them experience becoming full of cool water. The slogan, to receive everyone's respect. What should we do to receive? Pardon? Yes, if you want respect, Baba often says, give it today. Baba says, to receive everyone's respect, become humble-hearted. Yeah, it's so true. I think when there's genuine humility, really attracts that love and respect.